KGUN 9, on your side at 6, starts now.
$3 million, the estimated cost for crews to battle the Sawmill fire. The fire has burned nearly 47,000 acres, and despite high winds, firefighters have been able to make progress on the flames. It's now 40% contained.
An off-duty Border Patrol agent is under investigation for possible involvement in starting the fire. We have team coverage tonight. 9 on your side's Priscilla Casper has more on the areas that are now under pre-evacuation. But first, we go to Max Darrow, who has more on the damage. Max.
Well, Guy and Whitney, firefighters say today was a good day despite these windy conditions you see. That's because of the cloud coverage and the higher humidity. Now, with State Route 83 open, we took a drive down to see some of the damage that this Sawmill fire has brought to the region. You know, there were blackened grasslands, charred barren grounds, remnants of slurry drops painting the land and the roads, even guardrails along the highway completely ruined. One of the reasons we're told this fire was able to move so quickly and grow to such a large size was because of a ton of fuel, aka brush. Now, the monsoon brought a lot of moisture to the area, effectively creating more fuel for the flames. That, combined with the dryness, the high winds, and just a spark, set up the perfect conditions for a fast-moving fire.
With the increase in the moisture, the plants respond very well to that, so you get a lush grass growth, and that's happened over the last couple of years. We've really built up the grass fuels in this area, so we have not only taller grass, thicker grass, but a lot of thatch down inside that grass that's just sitting there now, dried out, ready to burn.
And though there is a lot of natural damage, officials say at this point they do not know of any homes or structures that were damaged or destroyed as a result of the fire, but they do say they still have plenty of ground to survey. Now, the fire did not grow much today, but crews do anticipate those winds to continue to stay strong overnight. The fire still only 40% contained. Guy and Whitney.
Thanks, Max. Now let's go to Priscilla Casper with more on the areas under pre-evacuation.
Yeah, good evening, Guy and Whitney. Rain Valley residents got to return back to their home today after that mandatory evacuation lifted to a pre-evacuation. Now, right now, we're at the Santa Cruz Fairgrounds. If you take a look behind me, this is the camp where the firefighters are sleeping and staying while they're battling this fire. Now, fire officials say that the fire did not spread any more this afternoon today. Fire officials say since there were very little flames, nearly 800 firefighters spent their day working on controlling hot spots. Field crews were opening them up and cooling them down with water.
So what the crews are doing now is some of the most important but some of the most grueling work that we have out there. They're actually out on their hands and knees digging through the blackened ash and getting down to all the very hot spots that are there, opening them up, cooling them off with water. It's the dirtiest work, it's the most difficult, it's the least glamorous, but it's the most important work we can do.
Fire officials say their battle plan for tonight is to run a full night shift. They anticipate winds around 35 miles per hour. A red flag warning is in effect, and they will continue to monitor the fire within their control perimeter. Now, there are no mandatory evacuations in place right now, but the pre-evacuations are at Rain Valley, J6, and Hilton Ranch. Now, for those of you wondering about the horse race happening here at the fairgrounds next month, well, that is still on schedule. Back to you, Guy and Whitney.
Priscilla, thank you. You can find continuing coverage of the Sawmill fire, including photos like these, on KGUN9.com, and you can submit pictures to be featured in the gallery. Send them to share@KGUN9.com.